The following broadcast is intended for mature audiences. These are real people sharing very real, deeply personal experiences. This content may be considered triggering for others and for those who are sharing. The chat room is a privilege intended for discussions and sharing. You are not being asked to agree, but you are being asked to stay civil and refrain from personal attacks. Listener discretion is advised.
And welcome back to Am I Mental, a weekly live podcast where real people share real stories of their lives with mental illness and issues that impact their mental health. I'm your host, KZ, and with us as always, we have Bexy and E.
Hey.
Hey, wait, what's going on here? Did you just hijack my show?
Make a surprise appearance.
All right, so just to kind of give everyone a heads up, I know last week we were talking about getting a teacher who's disabled now due to the stress of having to do online and in-person classes over COVID. They had a medical emergency, and they are not capable or able right now to be a guest. We are going to reschedule them and get them on. I have been in contact with them. No, they did not catch COVID. Of course, they have my kind of luck. They got pneumonia instead of getting COVID, and yeah, they wound up being put in medically, or they were in a coma for a while. So definitely wish them a speedy recovery. Can't wait to get them on the show. In the meantime, we do have a surprise appearance with KZ. Welcome back.
And he's already got
thanks,
a
guys.
comment from Ivania. KZ, my man, missed you, dude.
Yeah, I missed everybody. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Hey, look at that wedding band.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah, it's it is, isn't it?
It is.
I forget how long it's been.
You missed an entire season, man. You skipped completely over season 3.
Yeah, no, it's been a fun little ride so far, but things are moving pretty good up here. So,
Any plans on getting you back on full time?
I would imagine down the road here it should be a more common occurrence, I would say.
All right, we definitely would
That's
love
awesome.
to have you back.
Yeah, no, definitely missed it. It's always fun to get on here.
Nothing against Bexy, but she's got to fucking go. No, I'm just no.
Yeah.
I just figure we would have the two co-hosts. You guys would take turns going through the chat and whatnot and color and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, so, but before we get going on your story and where you're at now and how things are going in your life, everybody who's listening, if you like the show, please share episodes. Best way you can help us out. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a heart. Get yourself signed up with a free Spreaker account. Follow us. That way, when we go live, you'll get an alert. That way I don't have to spam everybody every day or every week and go, did I miss anybody? Because I know I miss people every week. And if you want to help out more, by all means, do so. amimental.net/donate. There's a number of ways you could donate, and you can buy some merchandise off of our Teespring store. Also, I've gone ahead and added in the fall season of 2020 to the website, and I have found the forum module and the user management module that I want in order to get the forums up. I'm going to be working on and getting those installed this weekend. Now, without further ado, KZ, my man.
Yes.
I miss your face. We never did get to do that barbecue so I could meet your woman.
I know, man. I'll tell you that the last little bit of time there we had, it was crazy. With the whole job offer coming while I was out working a fire, and then a month later we're up here and starting a new job. It was pretty quick.
And you're bespectacled.
Yes.
That's a new one too.
Yeah, that was. Oh man, was it?
Yeah, you didn't have glasses last time I talked to you.
No,
Oh,
you didn't.
Yeah, no, I got those. Oh shoot, yeah, I had them right before the Well, yeah, right before I went to fire camp.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I got those. I can actually see now, so that's a plus. Might make reading chat a little easier.
Let me guess. The first thing you did is you got outside, put them on, went, holy shit, there actually are individual leaves on trees.
No, actually, distance vision's okay. It's all the up close stuff that was killing me.
Oh, so you're farsighted.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't understand. I'm nearsighted. Well, I was.
Yeah. But yeah, no, everything's going good. It just, with how quick everything moved, it went from, doing the whole interview process to, the not getting a job offer to getting a job offer all in the time span of, the 2 weeks that I was out there at the fire camp. And then it was like, okay, well, I got the job offer and we have to move in like a month. And so it was a quick, scramble, because that was the end of September, and then married in October there on the 2nd, and then jam up to Washington here, do some quick looking around, see if we can find a place to rent, and then, find it, get it secured, and then, jam back down, get everything packed and loaded up in the truck, along with all the animals, and,
Yep, and then get held at gunpoint by the rental company because they're sending out more vehicles than they're getting back.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, people aren't exiting California. No.
No. Shoot, it it only cost us almost $2,000 for the moving truck. But if you take it the other direction from Washington down, it only costs you like $6. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. No, exactly. But yeah, it is what it is. But as far as getting up here and getting the job going and that, everything's been great. I so far I've enjoying everybody that I work with and everything that I've been doing up here. So it's nice.
Nice. Yeah. No,
that's awesome.
Loving what you do is an amazing thing, and especially when you like the people you work with.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Hating the people you work with is awful.
Speaking of work, Ivania says, I'm still at work. Shh. So you won't have me super active in chat, but like Fraser, I'm listening.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, no, it's awesome. I started the new job. My 2 direct coworkers that I work with, they're super awesome. We went out and hung out within the first couple of days of working there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm home. I'm happy. Everything's good. The kids seem to be happy. The wife's pretty happy. She just started a new job within the last couple of weeks there, and everything's going pretty well there. So
didn't she have to go through like a relicensing thing because of a new state?
Transferring of license. Well, not really transferring because she's still valid there in California, but it's getting it moved up here so she can work here also.
Right. Good thing that California's requirements are so steep; it makes it easy to go elsewhere.
Exactly.
The other direction, not so much so.
Yeah, if you're licensed in California, it does allow you to move pretty freely amongst most other states. So
yeah. So I mean, any like really stressful things happen during the move? I mean, any stories?
So yeah, part of it's part of it's my fault, and then the other stuff just kind of snowballed. So we've been here for 4 months. We've been here for 4 months as of just like a day or two ago. And on the way up here, cruising north out of the Sacramento area, we stopped in Oroville to get a bite to eat, breakfast in the morning. And we stopped because I'm not going to drive the moving truck and eat at the same time. Just not wanting to do that. And plus we can get out, stretch our legs for a moment, and then continue on down the road. Well, I had my dog riding in the moving truck with me, and she's laying on her side of the seat there, and I get out and over talking with the wife and the kids, and I noticed that she moved over and sitting in the driver's seat like she's going to be driving the truck. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. We took a quick picture of it, and then next thing you know, she is out of the truck through the window, taking a nosedive into the asphalt there in the parking lot.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my God, my dog just broke her neck. I'm like, I was sick. And so I go over there and I get her, and she flopped around for a second, but then she got up and she was just like, okay, except that you could tell something was messed up because, well, she was bleeding out of the mouth a little bit. And I was just like, oh, my dog, really? Right now? Like, and I'm kind of trying to gently feel her snout there, just make sure nothing felt like it was broken or anything. And she wasn't really flinching too much, except that when I tried to lift up her lips to check her teeth, then she was like, nah, don't do that. And it's like, okay, well, we did some looking around trying to find, a vet to take her, except that with COVID, it's few and far between. They just kind of like, oh no, you're not one of our normal people, so we're not going to see you. We can see you, but it's going to be like 5 hours down the road.
Yeah,
and it's like
5 hours down the road. I plan on being 5 hours down the road.
Exactly. So, we kind of watched her there for a little bit, made sure everything was doing okay. She seemed to be acting a little better, drooling quite a bit, but it's like, okay, we'll do what we can. And so we just jammed up the road, and we ended up making it all the way to Vancouver that night. And at that point, we're a few hours from where we're living now, and it's like, okay, well, let's go ahead and pull over, stay the night there. Got to check her out, and it looked like she busted a couple of her front teeth out. And it's like, well, she seemed to be doing okay. She was still eating, still drinking.
Yeah, if it's a couple of teeth, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Exactly. And it's her front teeth, so it's not like it's her back chewing ones.
Right.
So we just kind of watched her for a few days, and she started, just acting fine. It was like, okay, well, nothing seemed to be hurting her. It was just, that momentary thing. And it's like, all right. So a little stressed out about that. And then we get up here, and not that the state of California needs to know, but I had some ferrets while we were there.
Yeah, I've known more people that have had ferrets than people that haven't for some reason.
Right. But so we have my two, Archer and Lana, and
danger zone.
That's right, Lana. But so Archer, he's a dick. He likes to run around and bite the top of your feet if you don't have shoes on.
I'm just picturing Archer in the cartoon running around biting people on the top of their feet now.
Right.
I can see them doing that.
Right, exactly. I mean, he's the perfect asshole. And Lana, she's just a super sweet, little girl. And I, let him run around, let him have as much time out of the cage as possible. But I went downstairs about a month into living here, and I see her. She's on the bottom of the cage in like convulsions, and I'm like, oh no. And I'm trying to, maybe see if I can calm her down, get her to relax, to, stop it from happening. And it just kept going and going and going. And it's like, okay, no, I'm not doing this. Get in the car, went down to the vet that we were able to get into here, and ended up having to put her to sleep. And It's like, oh, damn it. It kind of sucks, but
and ferrets bond so tightly too.
Yeah. And, it's one of those, I ended up, she was kind of a rescue. She was with somebody that we both know, and they weren't taking really good care of her. When I got her, she was pretty much skin and bones. We put some meat on her, but it always just seemed like there was something like neurologically wrong with her. She wasn't running around like as fast as Archer does, and, that sort of thing. But, that happened. And I'm like, okay, it is what it is. But, broke my heart a little bit there, but had her put down, brought her home, and, just found a corner in the yard here because, we're like, well, can't really get her cremated because that's going to be just this little tiny box of, virtually nothing. And it's like, well, all right, we'll just bring her as close to us as we can get her and, take care of her there. And it's like, all right, so we come home.
Meanwhile, the neighbors were like, they're already burying shit in their backyard.
Right. Exactly. So we do that, and, it's like, okay, it is what it is. We're fine. Well, within the first 2 months of living here, the next thing that happens is my dog, the one that took the nosedive out of the moving truck, started acting funny one night. And it's like, what the heck's going on? Like, she wasn't laying in her bed. She like wanted to go hide in my closet and lay in there. And she was making, weird noises, like she was trying to hawk up a loogie that she couldn't get up. It's like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, I know. That's the reverse sneezes.
Yeah. And well, what it ended up being, she wasn't eating, drooling a lot. And keep in mind, after, the move up until this point, she's been acting fine, eating, using the bathroom, everything's good. Well, we, trying to pay as much attention to her to see if we can figure out what's going on. Well, it's like, all right, I'm going to go to work. We'll see how she is when I get home. I come home and she's still just not acting right. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll take her out for a walk. Because early on when I had her, she kind of did the same kind of weird thing where she wanted to go hide in the bushes, in the middle of a snowstorm. But I was like, well, I'll take her out for a walk. And, after she did that early on, it took her, a few hours, but she came back around, was inside, all good, everything. But this time I took her for a walk, and she started hacking up this just nasty phlegm stuff. And it's like, okay, something's not right here. So called around to a bunch of the vets around here and kind of ran into the same thing. It's kind of an emergency type deal. It's, after 5:00 and, trying to find somebody that's willing to take her. Well, we found one place that was about an hour away. And it's like, okay, let's get her down there and get it figured out. We got her in the car and she did the car ride like a champ. No problem. No weird noises, no nothing. I'm like, okay, well, that's good. And I'm like, all right, well, we'll get down there and see what happens. And man, she hopped out of that car like nothing was wrong. She's like, okay, jumps out, goes over.
It's like someplace new.
yeah. I'm like, okay, well, did I really just bring her down here because like maybe she had gas or something? Well, they take her inside. She just trots right inside like there's no problem. And, we can't be in there with her because of COVID. And
it's hard enough with kids. It's even worse with pets for some reason.
Yeah. And I'm just like, they don't know any better. They just know that you're their person, you're their whole world.
Yeah.
And now they're in some place and they have no idea. At least you can kind of explain it to your kids.
Yeah. But with a pet, it's like they're being taken away by strangers into a strange place, into a strange room.
Yeah.
And they don't know why.
Exactly. Well, after, spending a little bit of time there, we get a phone call, from the vet, and they're like, okay, so bad news, unfortunately, is her stomach's twisted.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, having flashbacks of watching Marley and Me.
Yep, I was just going to say that.
And
that's what happened with my Wally.
No. Yeah, they were like, okay, so we can do this, but it's going to be like $6,000 to get this thing fixed. Yeah. And I'm like, well, we tapped pretty much everything out moving here. Like, we don't have that kind of cash. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to call around. There's other places that may be a little cheaper, but you'd have to take her there. It's like, okay, well, if you can call a couple of places that we'll call around to a couple of the other places, closer to home and see if we can find somebody that might be willing to. And we spent, I don't know, hour on the phone calling a bunch of different places. And it's a very expensive procedure no matter where you go. I think we got it down to like $3,000 or something like that, but it was still one of those where it's like, we don't have that, unfortunately. We're checking like care credit and all the, apply for credit at all these places where you can get it for, pet stuff. And it's like, nope, can't do it. We can give you like $100, but that's it.
Right. 'Cause you're tapped out.
Yeah. And it's like, God dang it. So they're like, okay, well, unfortunately, if you can't afford it, the other option is to put her down. And this has been my baby. She's like, just a hair younger than my youngest daughter. So she's like, 11, 12, somewhere right around there. And I was just like, I was not ready for it. And they're like, well, we can do it, but you can't be in the room with her. And I'm like,
What?
That's not happening.
No.
No.
Yeah. So I was like, nope, not doing it. And so
I'm sorry. It's like, you could come out to the car and administer it, but I'm not leaving my dog's side for its last moments of life. Sorry, not happening.
No, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
The wife ended up calling the same place that we took Lana to there. And they were like, yeah, bring her up. We can take care of it. And you can be in the room with her. And I was like, okay, perfect. If we're going to have to go this route, I'm not going to do it without being there with her.
Right.
And again, so we load her up, they bring her out. And as soon as she comes out, she's like, oh, it's Dad, and jumps up on me like she normally did. And I'm like, don't start acting like this. I just got like the worst news possible for you. And then now you want to start acting like everything's okay? I was like, oh, come on now, dog. So we load her up in the car and we start driving, north. And, the wife's driving. I've got my kind of seat, laid back a little bit and loving on her as we're going up there. And we get there and, she hops out like everything's normal. We're waiting for them to give us the call to go inside. And, it's like, oh, all right, well, go through everything. And, that was heart-wrenching.
I mean, when she's acting normal, that's...
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just like, man, what the heck? But yeah, went through all that. And, hers is one where, it's like, okay, we're not going to be burying her in the backyard. So we went through and did the whole cremation thing and that. And so she's sitting in a nice rosewood box on my dresser right now.
Nice.
But yeah, so there's been a few, pretty stressful, changes and stuff since we've moved up here.
Damn, dude, I'm really sorry. That sucks.
I really, really, really feel for you with that. A couple years ago, I had to put down my 8-year-old Chihuahua, and this is one that I owned his mother, and I helped him come into this world. Like when she went into labor with him, I was the one there helping her birth these puppies. And he was the first dog that ever chose me to be his human.
No.
And I had him for 8 years until his stomach got twisted. And like you said, that is a super expensive procedure. And he was... I told the people at the vet, I said, they're like, we can take him in the back and do this, and you don't have to see it. And I said, I helped this little dog be born. I was the first person to ever hold him. I will be the person whose arms he's in when he leaves this world. That's my baby.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know that you guys both saw it too. The shittiest part about when you put an animal down is like I had to watch my wife put her cat down. And this is, of course, before COVID, so like we were in the room together. And they get that little rush after they have passed, and it looks like they're almost like they're alive again. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it happened with her cat anyway.
Oh yeah, no. Thankfully,
the nerve's still firing as they're.
Yeah, no. Thankfully, with B, there, the vet was like, "Hey, so we're going to do this," and as the injection's happening, she'll probably be gone before it's done. And it's like, okay. And I just held her head in my hands, and as they're doing it, I'm like, just loving on her. And then all of a sudden, that just gasp of breath lets out, and she just puts her head down, and I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Bless you.
That's what happened with Wally. He was not even halfway through the injection, and I just heard him release that last breath, and he laid his head down, and he was gone.
Yeah. But
and I wasn't there to see the Roddy that my dad had. We got the pup when I was in 8th grade, and I had moved out just for a couple of years, and we had to put her down. She got cancer. The first time she got cancer was just in one leg. Strongly suspect the fact that she ate a box of rat poison, and we had to, they tried the salt water, make them drink a bunch of salt water and make them throw up. Didn't work. Had to go and actually give her a shot of the same stuff that they actually use to put a dog down. And low doses, it causes vomiting. So they did a low dose of it, and the dog just wound up just spewing it all out. And my dad was getting ready to put the dog down when I had the first tumor, and my sister was having none of it. And so my parents opted to go ahead for the surgery, remove the tumor. 2 years later, the whole body was just riddled with tumors. And I heard the stories about when they put her down. The only thing that she never accomplished in her life was catching a squirrel. That's what she wanted more than anything. And you can always ask her, too. It's like, where's the squirrels? And she will point to each tree that she knows there's a squirrel up that day. She would track them in the yard, her kennel. She would watch where all the squirrels went. My dad told her, go get the squirrels. And she got kind of excited as that last rush came through. But the only other story I got about the whole thing was they decided to bring her home, and they were going to bury her next to her favorite place in the world to go, which was this walnut tree that we kept we couldn't for our lives keep her away from this damn tree. It was like, it was on the property, but it was out, if you remember my yard, it was like an acre of manicured grass and then like an acre of wilderness. And this part was in the wilderness part, and we couldn't for our lives keep her from going there. Well, she got buried there, but when they went to go move her from the back of the vehicle, from the truck to over to the burial spot, she decided to, at that point, everything kind of let go. My sister got shit on, which, whatever. I thought it was a fitting goodbye, but, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I am not looking forward to my Sadie dog's time.
Oh, no.
She's 8 years old, and for a yellow lab, they can live up to 18, 19 years old, but they typically top out at about 12.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's, that's a sucky thing about pets, but,
Hey, I'd rather have them in my life and hurt when they're gone than to never have had them at all.
Oh, exactly.
My life did not feel
commented.
complete. Yeah, 1 second. My life did not feel complete in the time from when I moved out of my parents' house, with your stepsister.
Yeah.
Until I got Sadie. There was just something missing, and it was a dog that whole time.
Yep.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Ivania says, I got my dog Casey when my son was 18 months old. I got my cat Lancelot 2 years later. He was born in my closet. When Casey was 7, we got a puppy to keep him young, Clover. We had to put Casey down at 17 years old. Clover had lupus, and he died 6 months later. 6 months after that, we had to put Lancelot down. Worst year and a half of my life.
Ugh.
Ugh.
That is so rough.
I remember that.
I've had to bury Wally, and then his mom Lily passed about 2 years after that. So, my oldest dog is now 13, and I have a 2-year-old pup and a 1-year-old pup, and I'm gonna be heartbroken when Buttercup goes.
Miss Blip.
Like she's my little girl, my little black dog.
Yeah, we got Buster or Beagle to help keep Sadie young, and it's working. Sadie for a long time, it was starting to get that old dog lazy, cantankerous stuff going on, and now she's running and playing and having a good time and acting youthful again. And Casey, why in the fuck are you playing with that Allen wrench around your ring?
Oh, it's just,
Did it get stuck?
No, it's I'm just fidgeting. That's all.
A cat says, hi, had to schedule a COVID vaccine appointment with work, and it was a major pain in the ass.
Yeah. One thing I find interesting is, and this is just one of those things. that the federal government is trying to make sure that there's 300 million doses of vaccine for Americans. That's great. There's a problem. Only 260 million Americans qualify age-wise to receive the vaccine. So what's the other 40 million for? Just a thought.
Yeah, you know.
Because you can't take it if you're on a 16 or younger. That's a good chunk of the population right there. That's a really good chunk.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm glad that we're going to have enough vaccine to go around. In case there's waste or stuff like that. Now, whether you decide to take the vaccine, that is entirely up to you. I'm not going to push anything.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those for me. I'm like, my body's tried to kill me enough times. I guess if it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
Right? Well, I mean, you did go full speed down a hill right into a tree once, and you survived that. That was you trying to take out your body. So, I think the body fighting back, it's only fair.
But between that and then, like, that was one summer, and then the summer right after that, I was riding on the handlebars of my uncle's bicycle down a hill and fell off the handlebars, face ground to hamburger on the asphalt, and then he rode over top of me. So yeah, we had the tree one summer, the bicycle the next summer, and then was pretty well accident free for the rest of my life up until I got diagnosed with Crohn's, and then within like a year and a half, 2 years, I ended up getting my first 2 feet of intestines removed. So
yeah.
But
I mean,
my body already hates me.
Yeah, you went total meat crayon with that.
Oh yeah.
And we know, Bexy, I hate Hashimoto's.
Oh, me too.
I really didn't know anything about it before you.
My body's reaction to everything is let's set it on fire.
Oh,
it's like it wouldn't be so bad if your body would kill things with fire that's not you.
Yeah, really. I mean, if it would get rid of like the actual things that would make me sick or whatever, but no, it likes to attack my healthy cells.
It's like, hey, look, there's the flu. It looks pretty cool. Let's kill the healthy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, look, you have white blood cells that are trying to help fight off an illness. Let's eat them.
That's so bad, though. Sorry to laugh, but you put it really well.
I mean, well, that's basically what happens. I mean, I'm here today, and I'm laughing, and I'm trying to smile, but I fell this morning, and my body is in misery. I have set off trauma like that sets off the whole autoimmune flare thing, so I'm swollen, my feet are swollen, like everything is all messed up today.
I just can't imagine that, I am so thankful for my health. Like, trust me, I'm so thankful. Yeah, I have some health issues. Yeah, I have some mental health issues as well. But I am so glad I don't have an autoimmune disorder where something small happens and my body's like, fuck this body. Like, falling down. Why in the hell is your body rebelling against you because you fell down? That just... No.
Any kind of stress or trauma can trigger a flare. Not always, but the potential is always there.
So basically, if I go to an interview after I eat beans and I'm trying not to fart, I could have a flare-up. Because of the stress.
Yes. Pretty much. I mean, it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but that's how it works sometimes. I get stressed out over anything, and my body's reaction is to swell or cramp, or it's ridiculous.
So your body takes the pufferfish philosophy.
Pretty much.
There's a threat. Poof.
Yes. I'm looking at myself today and thinking, wow, I'm way puffier in my face than I normally should be, because
I can see it.
Yeah, it's all swollen. Hands are all yeah. So, I mean, it happens. It's the way it goes, apparently. And
At least this time it wasn't your boobs trying to suffocate you.
no, my boobs did not try to suffocate me, nor did my butt throw me off the bed this time. It was pure and simple. My feet went numb and my knee went out of joint and I fell hard.
Oh,
And meanwhile, KZ has that look on his face like, I missed stuff. Yeah, you did.
yeah.
You missed when Bexy's boobs tried to destroy her.
Yes.
Bebe's boobs tried to destroy society. Bexy's boobs tried to destroy her.
That happened twice. Like, I need to stop trying to lean over the edge of my bed to get things because the weight of my boobs will just pull me down. I was literally like doing a headstand against the edge of the bed. I couldn't get my feet down. It was,
Oh, shit.
it was bad.
So it's almost like your boobs were like dogs. Squirrel!
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. They were.
No
it
one.
was quite.
I was gonna say, no wonder they call them love puppies.
After the fact, it's hilarious, and I can sit
Oh,
here
yeah.
and laugh about it all day long. But during that, 5 minutes where I was being pulled over the edge of the bed by the weight of my pendulous boobs, yeah, that was horrible.
Now I just picture you slowly falling for 5 minutes. It's like Eddie Murphy talking about his aunt falling down the stairs. Oh God, help me, Jesus Christ! Oh my God, I'm falling, help me! Oh Jesus Christ! I'm halfway down the stairs. My shoe!
But that's the thing, though. I can sit here and laugh about it. I gotta have a sense of humor, because if I can't laugh at myself, especially when, my boobs try to kill me or my body is all swollen and stuff, then I'm gonna go crazy.
You know what's going to happen is somebody someday is going to go, man, you have some killer boobs. You're going to be like, you don't even know the half of it.
Oh, I know, right? Right? I'm waiting for that.
Oh.
Damn, it is
You know,
really nice
I-
having you back on the show, though. Seriously.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, no, actually, speaking of, you mentioned like your mental issues. I was thinking about you because, man, I will tell you what, it is a whole lot of rain up here.
Yeah,
Just-
no.
Oh.
Yeah, it's we in the 4 months we've been here, I can probably count the amount of actual sunny days that we've had using my fingers.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. E's little brains go splat, splat, splat. That's what I...
Yeah, I was like, man, he would not be having it up here.
No. I visited Renton area, just outside of Seattle, during Thanksgiving one time. It rained the entire fucking vacation.
Yeah. I'm about an hour north of there. I'm what is it? Like an hour and a half south of Vancouver, BC.
Nice. I actually have a friend who lives like right. He lives so close to the Canadian border that when he looks out his bedroom windows on the second story, he can see Canada.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I have reasons to go up and visit. I'm just going to go up there in the summertime when it's like sunny for way long.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, keep yourself out of the rain.
Yeah. Yeah, so, if I ever go up there during the wintertime and I do go through the worst possible thing I could ever do, you can just blame it on the rain. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get you some sun lamps or something.
I love my happy lights. Like, seriously. I love my sun boxes.
Nice. Yeah, no, we'll have to plan a trip up here at some point.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, during the summertime, hell yeah. I'd be up there, like, I'd enjoy it. Because I know that it doesn't get dark until, like, at all sometimes.
Right.
like if you go during the first days of summer, it's like it doesn't actually get dark till almost 11, but then of course it starts brightening back up again around 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Like, seriously, I want to go above the Arctic Circle during summertime. I want to see 24 hours of sunlight. That for me would be heaven.
Right. Yeah. Because my dad worked up there for a few years. And he's like, during the summertime, he goes, it's weird. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's, like bright like a normal day is. He goes, you got to use, the blackout curtains in the dorms that he was staying in to, basically get it dark enough to where you can sleep. But then he also, the exact opposite during the wintertime when he's up there, which kind of helped him quit smoking. But it's just complete darkness all day, every day for a month, basically.
Yep. And 1 o'clock in the afternoon might as well be 1 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly. But the whole dark thing, but the negative 40 degrees up there during the winter time. No, thank you.
Nope. Of course, I
could not do that.
Nope. I love the joke though. It's like when someone says it's negative 40, Fahrenheit or Celsius. You pick.
Right. Your choice.
And for those of you out there that don't get it, that's the one temperature where they meet. Which is funny. I actually learned that on a road trip. It was the rear window of a vehicle had that little sticker that said that it was rated for 40 below, and it went degrees F/degrees C. And I was like, why would that be the same? And it eventually kind of dawned on me, oh, it's the one point they meet.
Yeah, I think you were the first one to tell me that, and then I was over at Lou's house, and his parents had a thermometer out back that it actually went down to 40 below, and it was like, oh, hey, yeah, he wasn't just blowing smoke up my ass, he was actually telling me the right thing. So,
well, yeah, I only blow
occasionally
smoke up.
He does that.
Yes, just enough to keep you on your toes. Damn it. Oh, one thing I got to say though is that out of the three major scales for temperature, Kelvin, Celsius, and Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit's the friendly one. Because 0 degrees Celsius, that's kind of cold. 0 degrees Fahrenheit, that's really cold. 0 degrees Kelvin, you're dead. 100 degrees Fahrenheit, that's hot. 100 degrees Celsius, you're dead. 100 degrees Kelvin, you're dead. So yeah, thank you Fahrenheit for being friendly.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. Nice. Yeah. No, it's been a fun run up here so far though, but kids are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Wife's enjoying it. I get to have some toys up here that I could not legally in California. So, that's always a plus.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of weird too considering what the laws and the politics are like up there that you actually have those.
It's like mini California, but there's enough people up here that appreciate those rights, and they try not to infringe on them as much as they can,
which is good.
Yeah no, exactly. It'd just be nice if we could find food for those rights right now, but it's pretty much bare pickings anywhere that you go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yep. But there's points where I do miss, California. Being close to UE there, that was always a plus. I mean, we didn't get to hang out much, but
when we did, we really hung out and really caught up as if we didn't even miss a day.
Exactly. But no, for the most part, it's nice. I've got my dad a couple hours south of me. My brother's like an hour and a half south of me or so, and it's nice being at least close to my dad because he's out of the parents, he's probably the one I'm the closest to.
Oh, I knew that. I'm glad that he quit smoking.
Oh yeah. Well, after my stepmom stopped, forcibly quit because of she caught pneumonia when they were on vacation in Hawaii, and they don't let you smoke in the hospital.
No, they don't, and they're not going to let you smoke when you have pneumonia.
Yeah, exactly. And so she went almost a month, in the hospital, getting over that thing. And by the time she got out, she's like, "Nope, it sounds disgusting. I'm not doing it."
You know what? Respect, right there. Seriously.
Awesome.
Got to give it when it's due.
Yep. No, despite how much I dislike that woman, I'm happy she made that choice.
Yeah.
So
Same.
But yeah, it was after that, he kind of dialed it back, ended up going to like a little vape pen type thing, and then just said, "Okay, enough's enough. I'm done."
Cool. Now he's just got to work on that belly of his.
It's slowly, getting there.
Oh, good. Because for a while there, man.
Oh yeah, well he's what is it? Not full on type 2 diabetes, but kind of pre.
Yeah.
He's got to take pills to help keep the blood sugar in check and that sort of thing. So
Ooh, probably metformin.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
like
not
the
sure
most popular one. And that one, it sours my stomach like nobody's business. Great for weight control for me. I'll say that. You don't eat when you feel nauseated 24/7, 365.
Yeah, I would imagine not.
You kind of force yourself to eat. And then you're just like, is that enough to live for another day?
But yeah, no, it's been good up here. Yeah, the job is great. It's exactly what I've been shooting for pretty much since I left Snowcrest.
Yeah, man, that's been a long time.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, no, I there's absolutely, well, I'm not going to say absolutely none, but very minimal customer service that I have to do. So as long as I keep my stuff working, nobody complains.
Nice. Yeah, what's funny is where I'm working now, the name starts with the same, first letter as Snowcrest, and every once in a while I have to actually catch myself because that was my first customer service, phone job. So I start with this, and I'm almost catch myself going, "Thank you for calling Snowcrest." I'm like, no. I still, to this day, have dreams that I'm still partially employed. Like I could go in and work for Snowcrest if I in the area and need some extra money at any time. Go in, do a shift, and leave. It is the weirdest thing. I haven't worked there since 2000.
Yeah, I think those are actually referred to as nightmares, not just dreams.
No, they're actually kind of pleasant because I get a little extra money.
Oh, okay, well that's good.
And it's a pretty stress-free environment because it's like I don't have to be here.
Right? Oh. Yeah,
that is actually a very, very powerful thing when you get that. Like, I don't have to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's why I kind of hope at some point I win the lotto. That way I can just always have that, that state of mind. I don't have to be here.
Oh, if I won lotto, trust me, I wouldn't be working. I would be trying to do podcasting every day. Oh. That'd be my thing.
I would still work. It would be a part-time deal.
No, I would do podcasting. I would write music. I would pursue my interests. And if they make any extra money, awesome. But no 9 to 5, no more.
I'm moving to an island if I hit the lotto. I want to be where it's warm all the time.
Interesting little thing. Turns out that the sales of private islands have skyrocketed during COVID.
Not surprising.
Not surprising at all. But here's what's different. It used to be, does it have yacht access? Does it have a helicopter pad? That was their main concerns. Now it's, does it have solar? Can I grow enough food to take care of myself and be completely self-reliant? And am I in international waters where I could shoot yachts that try to come to my island?
Right.
I'm not even kidding. It's weird. Like those private island companies that sell these things, they're getting flooded, and they're like, do you realize how big of an island you'd have to have in order to grow enough food for even one person for a year? It's insane how big it has to be. And we're talking itty-bitty islands that one tsunami, the island's gone.
Right. Yeah, I don't think you can insure that.
No, I mean, it's like the island's big enough, it has the home on it. It probably has solar on it to help. And it has a generator. And it might have a yacht parking on the house itself or a helicopter pad. There is obviously some way to access it, but that's about it. It is that small. There's a little strip of beach. They are so tiny.
Yeah, no.
But they sell for millions.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be happy with a retired missile silo.
Hey, I would love to take over Sealand.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you know Sealand. Come on, you've been in IT long enough. You know Sealand.
Oh yeah. Nope, definitely.
I still love the fact that they actually had an official war and won against the UK.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that fired a shot. It was a single shot. It was enough for the UK Navy to go, nah, we don't want to mess with that. Anti-aircraft artillery aimed at boats is still very powerful.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, but yeah, no, everything's been pretty good. Other than the
The pets.
few small pet issues there, but kids are doing good. They're actually with their mother for this week and next because they're getting ready to take off out of country for her husband's job. So, but I've got nothing to complain about, really.
So you and your ex still getting along okay?
Yeah, for the most part.
That's good.
I avoid contact as much as I can. So.
Hey, Devern just popped in.
Hey!
Says, it appears I am late. Probably won't stay long. Trying to do this school stuff that may or may not be worth it. Devern, if your photography has been any indicator of the stuff that you're learning, it's worth it. Yes.
Definitely worth it.
I've been watching. I've been following. Damn, dude, I was hoping for a longer episode. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking about it, like, a good chunk of the week in that, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I mean, I moved, I got the new job, I'm happy with the job. Had the couple of crazy things happen during the move there, and once we got here, and like, everything's been pretty solid. So
I start training for my new position here in a week or two. I mean, I just barely started at this company. I'm already getting promoted.
Nice.
And my supervisor's like, you're the one I know will do just fine. It's like the others that in your class that want to move up too. Like, I'm a little nervous. I think they're going to do fine, but you just came in and you were just ready from day one. Like, well, 26 years of tech support kind of gets you there. Like, I look at everything analytically when I get a call.
Yep, that's it.
No, I'm pretty excited about it. This company's great. Like, seriously, when you have the manager of the call center knowing your sense of humor and he's okay with it, that's a good feeling.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, because he was all, your supervisor keeps talking great things about you. And I'm like, I see a lot about my supervisor and nothing about you. Just right off the bat. Yeah, there's just no pulled punches, no holes barred. We just blast each other, but it's all in good nature. We all know that we don't mean any ill will.
Oh yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I've got my two coworkers that we share the same office with, and then our boss, he bounces between our shop and one down in Bellevue. But for the most part, I got a little bit of training, and at this point now it's like, okay, go do your thing up on the hilltops, go make sure the radios are working, and have fun. It's like, okay, sounds good. So I basically get free reign, get to go run all over the place. They sent me for a week to a little town called Leavenworth for some winter survival training. Got to go play around in the snowcat for a week, and I was like, okay, well, that's easy money. And then 2 weeks ago they sent me over to Yakima for some more training over there, and that was a week of training that I probably didn't need, but I'm like, well, they're paying me to sit in class and listen to a guy talk, so I'll take it.
Nice. Yeah, Diverge saying, I know where Leavenworth is, if it's the one in Kansas.
No.
Nope.
No, this is, well, yeah, I first heard about this one, my dad was like, hey, yeah, they sent me to Leavenworth because he used to work for the same outfit. I'm like, are we talking like the Federal Pen Leavenworth? And he's like, no, this is a little Bavarian town in the mountains here in Washington. I'm like, oh. He goes, oh yeah, they've got brats and schnitzel and lots of there was this one place that we went to. It's a bar. It's got some big screen TVs up on the wall, and they've just got lists of beers and what country of origin they're from, their alcohol content, and they've got all over the place, and real German beer up there also. Yeah,
all right, so when I visit, we're going.
And it's literally like an hour and a half from where I'm at.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah, dude. So that's one thing that I've had to like kind of get used to is like to get to some of my sites. It does take a little longer because you got some dirt roads you have to deal with and that. But like I'm up the north part of the state, and to get down to where my dad's at, like I'm traveling most of the length of the state, and I can do it in like 2.5 hours.
That is such an alien concept for me.
I know. I'm like, to do that in California from like Mount Shasta to Disneyland, you basically need 2 days because you're going to go halfway, go to sleep, and then get up the next day and make it there.
What? Nah. I went from Mount Shasta to LA nonstop with one of my friends. I mean, it only took us 12 hours.
Right. And it's one of those though, like driving with kids, and then you got family, and halfway down the state, you stop and visit for a while, and then you're like,
yep.
Oh, look at the time. I guess we're getting a hotel. But
of course, you're visiting family. Like, no, you're staying here. You're thinking, I know I am, but okay, thank you.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, no, it's so weird because just driving from one end of the state to the other, and it's just a few hours, and it's like, well, it's a few hours as long as you hit Seattle at a good time with not a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I've been to Seattle a few times. Yeah. Oh, did I tell you about the time I was over in Omaha, Nebraska?
Oh Lordy.
So I was out there for a week, a work week. Got out there Monday, flew home Friday. But I was driving along, and the other guy, he was working the swing shift. I was working the graveyard shift, and I was heading over to the hospital to pick. We're going to swap the. I take a spot, he takes the car because it's the one rental for the two of us, and we had separate rooms. And I'm driving along, and they start talking about, oh my Lord, this is the worst traffic we've ever had. Now, if you know anything about Omaha, they are the only location for the World Series of college baseball. Now, there's been a lot of push lately by a lot of other communities saying, hey, we want the World Series of college baseball too. Let's move it around like they do, everything else. And they haven't, because it's just been traditionally, it's always been Omaha. So I'm driving along, and on the radio, they're talking about this really nasty traffic on the freeway. I'm like, hey, I'm on that freeway. And I'm looking around like, it's a 65, I'm doing 50, And they're like, between this exit and this exit, it is horrible. And I'm like, wait, I just passed that first exit. I'm between those exits. I'm doing 50. How is this horrible?
Right.
And then it's like, but I talked to some people over on the East Coast where you talk about, oh yeah, I went driving for like 6 hours, and I was still in the same state the entire time, going the same direction. And they're just like, what?
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, it's like, just, you think that's bad. Try going from Sacramento to Roseville at, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Try going anywhere inside of San Diego on any freeway at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh,
meanwhile, I'm here in Texas where I can drive for 8 hours and still be in the same state.
Yeah, in any direction.
In any direction, yes.
Yeah, if I drive 8 hours west, I'm in the ocean. If I drive 8 hours east, I'm in Nevada, about to cross into another state.
I remember taking a road trip to Alabama with my best friend, and on the way home, we finally hit Texas, and then we got into Dallas County, which is close to where I live. But it just seemed like Dallas County went on forever. We were like driving, and it's like, where are we? We're in Dallas County. Okay. An hour later, where are we? We're still in freaking Dallas County.
That's a big county.
Yeah.
And if you really want really bad traffic, the 405 in LA at LAX. Doesn't matter what time of day or night, it is a parking lot.
Oh, man.
Like
I saw LA from a distance when I was in California, and that was enough.
Yeah, honestly. you're not missing much. I mean, Hollywood's cool. There's some cool areas inside of LA, but LA as a whole, I like Tools Enema.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we traveled. We stopped when I went there. I stopped and saw my sister, and she was in Palmdale.
Okay.
And then we went north to Pinole, which is oh my god, that is beautiful. I never realized how beautiful Northern California was until I went, and I was just
when you say
by it.
Northern California,
Hold
how
on.
far north are you talking? You're talking about two people that lived an hour south of Oregon. So. Oh, and by the way, I just looked it up. The largest county in the United States, San Bernardino County. 20,105 square miles. That is a big goddamn county.
It's in Contra Costa County, California.
Oh.
Around Oakland.
Yeah, that's the northern end of like Central California, maybe.
I'm sure that there was more, but it was really pretty there.
You got to understand that people from the Bay Area insist that they're Northern California because if you do divide the state smack in the middle, like geographically speaking, along the north and south, like the latitude, technically the Bay Area is in Northern California, barely.
Yeah.
So like when like KZ and I we talk about Northern California, like 6 hours north of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I like to split it up into threes. You know,
Same.
basically, Chico North is north.
I say Granzella's north is north.
That's about Chico if you take it over to the east.
Yeah, about.
Yeah. But I would say Granzella's north, but we used to use food as our border there, except that after the place burned down, it just hasn't been the same.
No, Granzella's can now be on the south side, on the central side now.
Right. But yeah, and then you take like, you know, from there south to, I don't know, Stockton, maybe a little further. But
Modesto.
Yeah. And
Although-
then anything below that southern. So
Although I'm happy to go ahead and go as far south as the Grapevine, and then everything south of the Grapevine.
yeah, I guess that would work. You know, to have them take in Bakersfield and that.
Yeah, I mean, because then you're doing a major geographical feature that crosses the entire state.
True. We won't worry about those major geographical features for the northern half because we don't want anybody below that.
Right. Well, I mean, I love San Diego, and it was great living there. And, I mean, I have a daughter that lives in just north of LA, I think it is. Maybe it's just south of LA. No, it was just south of LA. Like in that area between, like, Orange and, like, San Diego. Like,
Okay.
where you have, like, San Luis. Not San Luis Obispo. That's actually north of LA. Damn it. Where the Swallows... San Juan Capistrano. That
Yes.
area. Which, oh my god, that's beautiful. Mission Viejo, San Juan Capistrano, all that area. Beautiful.
Nice. I've never been there. So, or if I have not remembered it. So,
No, I mean, you've been to San Diego. You were there with your buddy who was an MP who only knew two speeds: floor it and slam the brakes.
exactly. And if you weren't, you know, within 6 inches of the bumper in front of you, then you weren't close enough.
Yep. He's the kind of friend that you pack extra underwear for.
Right.
Like, ooh, that was within a quarter inch. That was a little close for comfort. Meanwhile, your fingerprints are just dug into the dashboard.
Exactly. Next to other people's fingerprints that have been in the dashboard.
Yep. Meanwhile, the people in front get out and they have their pistol and they're pissed.
Right.
No, actually,
Good times.
I still remember like when I first moved to San Diego, road rage was like the big thing, and they just started passing anti-road rage laws, which are so stupid. I mean, I get it, but it's like, why should you have to cater? You know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I get it. And I was driving to my first day of work at my first job in San Diego. It was up in Rancho Bernardo. If you're not familiar with the area, the biggest town that's in that area is Poway. It's north of San Diego. And as I was getting to my exit, the person in the fast lane slammed on their brakes, got out of the car, pistol in hand, screaming at the person behind him. I'm like, I'm glad I'm exiting right here. And, got to the office. I didn't have a cell phone at the time. I immediately got on the phone. I'm like, 911. Yo, bad shit's going down.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
I love DeVern's, like, just off the top of his head, knowledge about trains.
Oh, I know. And I read it and I'm like, okay.
How does he have all that just in his head? Plus all the photography. I mean, I get it. I get that question. Amazing. I get that question a lot because I know a little bit about a lot of things. But this dude is like an encyclopedia on trains. It's amazing. Like, seriously, if they ever had a diesel engine come to the Silver and Gold pawn shop, for Pawn Stars, they need to call DeVern because he'll give you
right.
He'll tell you everything you need to know right off the top of his head, including what's the faults are of that particular model to begin with.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, dude, did you ever check out his episode?
I have not. It's been nuts. As far as work-wise and that, but I'm gonna have to go back and listen to a few of them. So
yeah, and you got to check out his Instagram. I know that we mentioned it. I think we even shared it just verbally as well. And if you need it, we can get it to you. His photography is just amazing. Like, seriously. Pre-show, he shared this, or a couple shows before, or whatever. He shared this amazing photo of like a train at sunset. I mean, absolutely just a breathtaking picture. I loved everything about it. And I was like, it was so close. It just needs a little bit of polish. You can tell it's raw. It just there's the snap, there's the picture. Amazing eye. Caught it well. And I just went into photos and I went, magic wand. Boom! And it looked so much better. And it's like he's that close to just, man.
Nice.
He's gonna make some money with his photography. I'm telling you, he's gonna make some money with his photography.
That's awesome.
He's gonna be famous.
Yes. I mean, who knows? He might be the next Ansel Adams. That's some high praise, but he's going to be known in photography circles for sure.
Yeah,
awesome.
Definitely.
Damn. Yep, now he's saying Lightroom is the best. Yeah, Lightroom, that is some awesome stuff. I missed you, but I didn't miss you that much. You should leave. No.
Right, yeah,
So, anything that you're doing outside of work up there that you're, like, any new TV shows, music, movies, adventures?
No, just the standard, driving around, checking things out. My work, thankfully, gets me to a bunch of different sites and on the top of a bunch of mountains. So, I get some cool pictures of the different wilderness around here.
And there's a lot of mountains up there.
Oh yeah, I need to take a picture of the Walmart down the road from us. Like, when you're walking out of Walmart, the mountains off in the distance, it's like postcard material.
Do it. Seriously.
Yeah. It's pretty insane. But yeah, just some of the places I get to go, it's like, it's kind of cool. And then some of the places I'm like, this is kind of a shithole. But,
you're like, hey, this is cool. It kind of reminds me of Mount Shasta. Oh, this is kind of a shithole, like parts of Dunsmuir, parts of McLeod.
Right.
Hey. Best Walmart ever.
I know you went to McLeod High. I get it.
I would say something we can probably both agree on. It's parts of Dunsmuir and parts of Weed.
Well, yeah. But I mean, there's some areas of Dunsmuir, the dirt roads and stuff. It's very break out the banjo.
Oh yeah, you got a purty mouth.
Down, 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 down.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and man, when you grew up in the sticks, man, it's the sticks. I mean, I can't believe that your high school is still open to this day.
Well, it was closed for a bit.
Yeah, for a bit, but it's open again.
Yeah, it's open again. They actually had a football team like a year or two ago, too. I was kind of surprised.
They had a what?
A football team.
Wow. I mean, that was the reason you went to that school.
That was the only reason why I went to that school. I probably would have seen if I could go somewhere else, if it wasn't the football taking me there, because I didn't care for the people I was going to school with there in Mount Shasta. But no, it was good times,
Weren't you like officially like a lumberjack as your mascot or some shit?
Loggers.
Loggers, close enough.
Yep.
They had the Dunsmuir Tigers, the Weed Cougars, the Mount Shasta Bears, and then you had Modoc.
What was Modoc?
I don't remember what Modoc was, but I remember they were not a fun team to play against. They were big, they were physical, and they beat people up.
Oh, my favorite one.
They didn't win a lot of games, but man, did they make your team pay when you played against them.
Oh, that was McLeod. Like, we may not have had the biggest guys, and we didn't win very often, but there was usually at least one ambulance ride leaving there.
Yeah.
But no, my favorite one though, we had the Tigers and the Loggers and the Bears and the Cougars, Tule Lake, the Honkers,
the Canadian Geese, huh?
Yeah, that's it, man.
The Honkers. Crap, what was Wairika?
Weren't they the Miners or something?
I don't know. You know what? Let's find out.
Gonna have to Google that now.
Aha. Yep. No, I'm DuckDuckGo now, bud.
Oh yeah. Hey,
have you tried their mobile app?
I haven't. The wife has it on hers.
It's nice, dude. I mean, there's some compatibility issues, obviously, because it's still a new browser and it's not very well supported. But it's pretty nice, and I love that. At the bottom, there's this little button that's a flame. You tap that, and it wipes every tab in your entire history. Poof, gone. But what I like about it is it blocks every single tracker out there and tells you who's trying to track you on the sites.
I was looking at hers, and it pops up, and it's all poof, 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 poof. This is all what we just blocked.
Yep.
And it's like, hey, that's kind of nifty.
Yeah, it's like you look over at like incognito mode everywhere else, you're like, you're still allowing me to be tracked, aren't you, you little fuck?
Right. Speaking of that, after the show, I'll have to tell you one of my projects that's coming up that should be kind of fun.
Yeah, nice. I'm trying to find where. Well, there it is. Wairika High School. But it's not telling me anything about the mascot.
I would put $1 down for being a minor.
Yep, they're minors.
Yes.
They have T-shirts, Minor Mania.
That sounds a little pedo.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that sounds like a Jeffrey Epstein thing right there.
I guess it's better than the two high schools that I went to. One of them was the Flashes. Their mascot was Flashman, which was a lightning bolt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking trench coat, but okay.
Yeah. And
right.
then the other one was the Big Red, and the mascot was Odin, actually.
Okay, but Odin's really not known for red, but okay.
I think it was Odin. It was a Viking, at least. I don't know. But
nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Plymouth Big Red.
Yeah, I still love that the middle school that we went to was the Cubs, deliberately because Mount Shasta High School was the Bears.
Yeah, and Weed is also the Cubs too.
Ah, different kind of Cubs.
Different Cubs.
Yep, and let's face it, between Cougars and Bears wipe their asses with cougar pelts. So there you go.
There you go.
Well, if there's anybody from Weed High listening, they're like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going over to Mount Shasta High. I'm going to burn a giant W in your field. Okay, what do I care? I don't live there anymore.
We'll go rearrange the W on the hillside to an M.
Yep, and we'll add an S to it as well.
Right.
Oh, God, that rivalry was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, you know that they ended up leaving the league that Mount Shasta was in, and ended up joining the Evergreen League with McLeod.
What?
Yeah, because of the size of their team in that, or the school size or whatever, they were able to change leagues and moved over to the Evergreen League with McLeod and Dunsmuir and Big Valley.
That's a downgrade.
Exactly, but they were still having their, pretty much all the players that they had previously, and able to go into a smaller league, and they were pretty dominant.
Well, yeah, I mean, you went from being a small fish in a big pond to a big fish in a smaller pond.
Exactly. I was
Yeah.
like, well, oh well, we had some fun beating on them.
Is Weed in that division now or not?
Yeah, well, we as far as I know, we're still in that division. Mount Shasta, they stayed in theirs, but as far as I know, they were still doing that the rivalry game every year.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, those are important. Seriously. Just look at any, like, even in college football, any rivalry game. It's always good. Same with NFL. Anytime two rivals get together, ticket sales go up, viewership goes up. It's a good thing.
Exactly.
I still need to go to Corvallis and watch my Beavers go against the Ducks.
You're a Beav fan, huh?
I am. So the funny story is that I became a fan of the Oregon State Beavers because I absolutely despised the Oregon Ducks, because I hated that they had Daffy, or they had Donald Duck as their mascot. It is officially Donald Duck.
Yeah.
And I was so put off by that. I went with their rival team, and now I actually really like Oregon State. No, they've never won a national championship. Yeah, there's a lot of times they'll be ranked in the top 25. But you'll never expect them to win the national championship. But they play a pro-style offense and pro-style defense, so you see a lot of their players transition to the NFL quite successfully. Where a lot of the Oregon Duck players struggle because they go from a college system to a pro system, where their rivals have years of pro experience under them already.
Yep.
And for me, that's what I like about it. Like, I mean, Steven Jackson, still, to this day, it still gives me nightmares on just how good of a running back he was.
Wow. Oh my god.
The Verg, that's awesome!
Did I read it?
I don't want Disney shutting us down.
That's true. Oh my god.
Let's just say he alluded that if Donald Duck were real, he would wear a plain white tee. Or the tank top, at least the name of it. That's the colloquial name. So, whew, man, that's funny, though.
That's hilarious.
So,
definitely some anger issues going on there.
well, yeah, he's an angry duck. Okay, now, honestly, there was a cartoon for a little while that Disney was putting out for Mickey Mouse. It was like, God, I can't remember the official name of it, but they're kind of stylized like a Ren and Stimpy looking kind of Mickey Mouse.
Oh, I know what
Goofy.
you're talking about.
Oh my god, they are so damn funny. Like, I've been in tears. I was laughing so hard at these episodes because they're just jacked up. I'm like, I couldn't believe Disney put these things out. So I thought they're like, someone did it like, like illegally or off on the side and changed things just enough. No, they were official Disney. And they're funny as hell. They're not meant for kids.
Oh, that's awesome.
And my beagle just fell off the couch in his sleep.
Aw.
Oh, you poor little klutz. But, yeah, the reason I even mentioned that is that one of my favorite episodes, it was called Inner Space. Mickey Mouse and Goofy get shrunk by a shrink ray, fall into Donald Duck's drink, and Donald drinks them down, and chaos ensues from there. Like, Donald has no idea what's going on with his body, because Mickey and Goofy are sitting there just screwing with him.
That's funny. Oh.
It's really funny, and now that my phone can actually hear itself. So a cool little feature that was added into iOS, and maybe Android's had it for a while, I don't know. You can actually put Spotify as part of your little swipe down dock, and you start it, swipe back up, and then play whatever it is that you want, like an advertisement, or you're trying to figure out what song it is, or a show, or whatever, and it listens to what's being played on your phone instead of listening to what's outside. Finally.
Oh.
It's been really nice. And I mean, it's picked up songs on just like 3 notes, got the song.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I'm discovering songs left and right there. I'm like, you hear in an ad, and you're like, I like this song. Which song is that? Now I can just go swipe, play, listen, swipe back up, and get the song. I don't have to go hunting for it anymore.
Nice.
It's so nice.
Oh, awesome.
And Bexy, I've shared a few of those songs to her.
Yeah.
There's one song I got a song from a Vietnamese artist. It's an electronic song that I absolutely love. And my little daughter, absolutely enjoys the song. I can't pronounce it because it's in Vietnamese, but her name translates to 2 hot minutes. And this one particular song, it's got a really good beat to it.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, my youngest, she has been listening to Russian metal.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure where she found it, but yeah, I'm like, I get down there, and it's girl Russian metal.
Really?
Yeah, some angry Russian gal just sitting there screaming. I'm like, interesting. Okay, where'd you find this? She's like, I was just cruising on the internet and found it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, my almost no longer teenage daughter. Damn it, she's getting old. She and her boyfriend come up with just the most bizarre music. Like, oh yeah, I'm just listening to like Italian, alt, like new metal, progressive rock stuff. I'm like, what? How the fuck did you find that? But it's great stuff. Like, they share with me. I mean, there's been a couple times I'm like, not my bag of tea. I could see why you like it. It's just not for me. It's a little too light for me. I like heavier, harder music more often than not.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's one that her boyfriend got me turned on to called the Death Grips. Their music, I mean, it's not for everybody, but it is just amazing. And the more you listen to it, the more it grows on you.
Nice.
There, everyone's bagging on Siri. There was one app that I did miss that was on Android, which was Iris, Siri spelled backwards, and it's like as funny as Siri can be. This one was freaking hilarious. Like my dad asked one time, "Is a frog's butt watertight?" And it answered, "It better be." Oh my god, I was dying off of that one.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Have you ever asked Siri to do 0 divided by 0?
I have not.
Alright, it's sharing time.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What's 0 divided by 0?
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies. And your friends are sad because they don't exist. Oh wow, this escalated quickly.
They changed it slightly. It used to be, and you're sad because you have no friends. But now your friends are sad because they don't exist. That's actually pretty funny too.
That's pretty good.
Although, if you ever tell Siri, I see a little silhouette of a man, expect it to do almost the entire song.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and they're all talking about how monotone Siri can be. It's like, yeah, well, if you guys would actually go and play with the language options, you might find some fun stuff in there. And yes, Australian accent.
Yeah, I have my Siri is set to an English guy because I couldn't understand the Australian one.
Although it's really interesting when I'm having it give me driving directions, there's someone in the car that's never been there, and instead of saying parking lots, I'll go into the car park. They're like, what's a car park? It's where you take your car to park. It actually makes a lot of sense.
Right.
I get a kick out of mine because there's a road a couple streets over that we travel on quite a bit, and it's Azel Avenue. But my Siri says Azel Avenue, which almost sounds like Asshole Avenue.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So now we've renamed that road. That's officially Asshole Avenue.
And now all I can hear is Asshole Avenue. Instead of Electric Avenue.
Now, my favorite one for my nav to say is when I'm going to see my brother in Puyallup.
What?
I can't. Yeah, I can't even begin to try to explain how it says it, but yeah, it just cannot say Puyallup.
Well, I mean, I probably would see it and be like, what?
Right.
No, what's funny is it's almost kind of sad. My wife's nickname for me is the same freaking nickname that your stepmom has for your dad.
Oh, Sugar Bear, huh?
No, not just Sugar, just Bear. It started out as Air to Bear, and it just slowly got to Bear. Anyway, what's funny is one time she was driving along somewhere, and she sends me a text message. It goes, "I hate my navigation now." And I said, "Why?" She's all, "Because it said Bear right." I'm like, "And you better know it."
Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, yeah, no, speaking of fun little jokes, so my daughters and the wife both have unfortunately fallen down the rabbit hole of TikTok.
It's a hell of a rabbit hole. And hey, we actually had a guest that came from TikTok, so.
No. Well, there's this one that I've seen a couple of them, but the wife and I were watching one. It's this kid that goes in and talks to his dad. And, it has funny little things where he's like, "Hey, Dad, I went into to class today, and the teacher said, 'Hey, tell us about your lives.'" And he's like, "Well, my life's like toilet paper. Either I'm on a roll or I'm taking shit off people."
Oh,
I was like,
good.
I was like, "Oh, that's hilarious."
That's a dad joke right there. Well, because of the swear word, it's closer to an uncle joke. Although uncle jokes are usually inappropriate.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got a couple of them that are just hilarious. I'm like, oh man.
If you want a good one to follow, check out Dino Dad.
Dino Dad. Okay.
Oh my God, so funny.
Oh, have you seen the sleepwalking lady?
No.
Oh, I'll see if I can get a link to one of hers from the wife. This gal, like, if she eats certain things before she goes to bed, it triggers her to sleepwalk at night. And
what?
Like her husband stays up. Basically, she's like, "Hey, this is going to be happening tonight. We got to video it because people just get a freaking kick out of it." And so she'll get up and she'll start walking around, like doing all sorts of crazy stuff and like taking stuff outside under the lawn. And he's just watching her, just kind of like trying not to lose it. And yeah, it's. I'll see if I can get you a link to one of them. It's good.
There was one prank that I saw. It was a scare prank. It was easily one of the funniest and most brilliant scare pranks I've ever seen because it wasn't a jump scare at all. So it was this guy, it's like his stepdad was closing up his office for the night, and the guy had snuck into the office without his dad noticing, and he was going off, turning off all the lights, and as he's going down the hall, all of a sudden he runs across the hallway. From one room to another. And Dad just stops. He kind of made sure that he'd be heard. The dad's like, "Hello? Somebody there?" Goes into the correct office where the guy ran into, turned on the light, looked around for a little bit, closed the door, gets out. Starts walking back down the hallway again, and then he comes out crab walking across the hallway, so it makes, a little more noise differently. And the stepdad's like, "Hello? Somebody there? Who is this?" Slowly turns around. He starts walking down the hallway, and then goes just past the room where the kid's at, and the kid starts running out of the room. The guy throws his hat and just hauls ass down the rest of the way. The kid runs towards the camera, and then goes off to the side again.
Oh,
it was so good because it's just so perfect,
Yeah, that's good.
Oh God. Okay, the jokes inside the chat are getting like inappropriate in some of the best ways. I just don't want to say them because no. we'll talk about poop humor all day long, but this shit, nah, man. You guys, no.
Come on now.
KZ, you gotta go check out the chat though.
Oh, let me see if I can get on there here.
I love what the friend said. In Russia, toilet paper wipes you.
Oh, God.
One of the funniest things I ever saw is like, if you're ever going to wear a shirt that has a foreign language on it, be 100% certain you know what it says. Because there's a show, this Russian couple, and the girl's like all like proud pointing at her man, and her man's all like proud showing his shirt, and it says, "I fucked your boyfriend." Pretty sure that's not what he thinks it says. Although I think that Deverne is right. The Life of Toilet Paper should be the first Pixar X-rated movie. It would be probably the most disturbing thing I'll ever see.
Oh, Jesus.
That would be something. Yeah.
The one that I'm really hoping will still happen is it just suddenly, when Disney acquired Lucas Arts and Lucasfilms, it just kind of stopped. They were developing a reboot, not necessarily a reboot, like a complete re-envisioning of The Black Hole, where The Black Hole was Disney's first movie that was rated PG. And that was back before, when they only had the ratings of G, PG, and R. There was no PG-13.
Do you mean the Black Cauldron?
No, The Black Hole. It's a live-action movie.
That's probably... I'm all up into cartoons.
Yeah,
so.
no, it's really good. It is dark. It is one of the darker movies that Disney ever produced, and they wanted it to be the darkest movie that Disney produced. They were planning on bringing it back and making it Disney's first R-rated movie. And they had the writer of Prometheus and the writer of Tron Legacy working on the writing and the screenplay of it, and they had the director from Tron Legacy to direct it. And then it just kind of nothing, no more talk about it at all. And it pisses me off because, like, The Black Hole is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. And I really wanted to see what Disney could do with a huge budget making their first R-rated movie. And it's not going to be R-rated because of nudity, it's going to be R-rated because of the topic.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the first Black Hole, it touched upon... I mean, it was such a philosophical movie because it talks about, like, the core of mankind, theology... I mean, also a lot of themes that intertwined that just really represent, mankind as a whole. And it was done really well. It was really, really dark. Like, holy shit. Some of the twists they reveal are kind of shocking, even to today. Just storyline-wise, you're like, holy shit! But yeah. No, I would love to see it come out again as an R-rated movie. Jesus Christ. The bird's cracking me up right now.
Oh my God.
See the guys of Star Wars twerking? I don't think I could handle that. Princess Leia on the line. Yep, that's it.
I just dropped a link to the Wikipedia of it because I'd never heard of it, so I wanted to look it up.
And if you look at the starring cast, those are some big names from back in the day.
Yeah, they are. Hey, Nightmare.
Yeah, Anthony Perkins in there, Robert Foster, Maximilian Schell, Joseph Bottoms, Yvette, I can't pronounce that last name, and I'm not even going to try. It's French. It's like Maymao or something like that. Ernest
Borgnine is in it.
Yep, Roddy McDowell, Slim Pickens, Tom McLaughlin. It is really good. But I'll tell you right now, when you start this movie, and it is on Disney Plus, by the way. It starts out just a weird instrumental, solid black screen, and then eventually you start getting this chatter after the music goes down, and then the beginning starts. It's interesting.
Well, you want another fun Disney movie that I'm pretty sure is not on Disney Plus?
Sure.
Is Walt Disney's Story of Menstruation.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah. There is a Walt Disney story of menstruation.
Oh, no, I have to find this.
Holy crap. 1946. Restored. It's on YouTube. And it's a cartoon. And it almost looks like...
Oh, my God.
That looks like Velma. I'm sorry, but it looks like Velma.
Wow.
Okay, I think I really want to watch the outrage hot take videos about the fact that this movie exists. I wonder how many of them actually watched it. Oh, key moments in this video. 1:07, the pituitary gland. 2:43, fallopian tubes. 6:28, bathing. 6:58, exercise.
Oh my
8:08,
God.
exercise to relieve cramps.
And now I'm so ruined by... I watched Big Mouth, and now I can't hear the word fallopian tube without hearing that monster in his voice, and he's going...
Still haven't seen it.
And he's like, fallopian. What a savory word.
I really need to watch the show.
You have to watch Big Mouth. You're going to fucking love it.
The show that... wow, and you know what? Rating for this, IMDb's rating for the story of menstruation, 5.8 stars out of 10. That means there are people out there that actually liked it.
That's hilarious.
No, right now the show that I'm binging a couple of shows, parallel right now. Watching Servant on Apple TV Plus, which is, oh my God, it's so good. And the other one is famous for "Fuck you, Shorzy." Fuck you, Jonesy. Yeah, well, I'm not even gonna go there. It's just too off. It's so funny though.
Oh, wonderful. Old tablet just not getting me in.
That's what she said.
Usually I don't have this
you really
problem.
have to watch Big Mouth, though, Eric. I think...
Everyone keeps telling me it's right up my alley. I just haven't had time.
Oh, yeah. Definitely right up your alley.
I mean, I actually did update our website. And I found the stuff I'm looking for the next big update. The forums are coming. I finally found what I'm looking for.
Do you know what we need on the website? The name drop counter.
Oh, dear God. Yeah, I have the first name drop. Day 1, episode 1, I dropped KZ's.
And then I very quickly caught up to you.
And then surpassed. Actually,
Yeah.
right...
I still think I'm the worst with the name drop.
Yeah, although you've been really good the last few episodes. Like, seriously, you caught your groove. And then you caught your groove, and I started name dropping myself.
Yes, that was hilarious.
Yeah, someone had to do it. Why is it called menstruation? Should it be called wombstration? Why is it called menopause? It's just so that way you can be mad at men. That was a delayed reaction. You know what they say? He who laughs last thinks slowest.
Yes, well, woman who falls on floor and takes medicine is foggy brained.
Yeah, no, you want to share that with everyone?
What, that
Once again, you fought your body and your body won?
Yes. Once again, it was quite lovely as I was walking out of my bedroom and my feet decided to go completely numb, which is cool. I'm like, okay, you're numb. I got to be careful. And as I took the next step, my knee decided when I put my foot down to pop, it popped, went stupid. I don't know exactly what happened. The end result was me on the floor. So.
And now Nightmare's talking about cleaning up girl poop.
Yes. Oh, goodness.
Wow. Okay, so apparently KZ is not enough parental observation for us. We're getting way off track here again.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I fell this morning, so I am medicated at the moment and
And we all want you to feel better soon.
a little scatterbrained, a little foggy, but I'm okay.
That's why Nightmare was late, because there was a shit attack that hit the toilet, and cleaning up little girl poop is no fun. No.
Poor girl. I feel bad for her.
I still remember the story of my teenage daughter when my ex-wife went to go check on her because she was clearly awake in the morning but kind of quiet, and found her covered from head to toe, front to back, with fecal matter, and it was all up and down the walls too, because she decided to paint with it.
Oh, I will not, for the life of me, ever understand why. And I can say this having worked caring for the elderly, why people will play in their BM. I've cleaned up entirely too much of it in my lifetime.
I don't know. And I'm afraid that one day I'm going to get old enough to where I'm going to do it and someone's going to be pissed at me for it. I won't have any memories of it.
That's the thing. I never got mad about it. Sometimes it led to really funny moments. There was one woman who would put a piece in a birthday card and slide it under people's doors.
Now that I could do.
No, we called them shitograms.
Oh God. Now I know what to do when I retire. My kids put me in a home, they're going to send me right back.
Okay, so since we're on the subject here, my youngest will kill me for telling this story, but it's hilarious and kind of sad at the same time. So she was probably, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 4, and the way the house was set up is where the kids' bedrooms were, there was a bathroom between them, and our bedroom was over on the other side of the house. And so, I never really went into the bathroom for anything, and I was just like, well, I haven't been in there for a while, so I'll go in and clean it up. And
so what do you do when you don't go to the bathroom for a while? I mean, seriously, you just hold
I didn't
it?
go into that bathroom for a while. Come on now. But so I'm like, okay, I'll go in, I'll get it cleaned up, because God knows that I've had the kids clean it, but it's not clean. And so I'm in there, I'm going through, cleaning stuff up, and kids like to put stuff in places, and I'm like, okay, so I start opening the drawers that are on either side of the vanity there in the bathroom, and I'm opening up the drawers, and I'm like, I open one of the drawers up, and I'm like, what the hell am I looking at here? And I'm like, okay, I know it's not the boys, and I don't know which one it's going to be. So I'm like, I call the oldest in. I'm like, hey, I'm curious, is this you? And she's like, no, definitely not me, Dad. I'm like, okay. Call the youngest in, and I'm like, Lise, what's this? And she goes, it gets me this horrified look on her face. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why aren't you sitting on the toilet? Pooping in the toilet? You're pooping in the drawer. I'm like, what's going on here, kid? And she's like, they're my friends. I don't want to flush them.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, these are not your friends. You flush them, kiddo. You have to flush them. These are not your friends. Your body is getting rid of them for a reason.
Right.
Oh. I'm having Bob's Burgers flashbacks. Because of the episode where Tina gets all sad when she has to flush her poops down the toilet.
Oh God, I haven't seen that one.
I have to see that one now. I have
Oh.
to find it.
Oh my God, it's so funny. She sings a goodbye song to her poopy.
Yes,
Okay.
I had to see this.
I'm gonna have to find that episode and have my daughter watch that. That's hilarious.
Our chat,
Yes.
our chat's all about finger paint now because of it's like the word finger paint is for
right.
real. I've seen some pics in some places. I am like, this is modern art. I need to paint this. Does this subject appear to be yours? And I had to say, you don't control the muse controls you.
Oh man. Well,
I mean, seriously, if you could take a urinal, turn it upside down, mount it, and call that art, can't anything be art?
Oh yeah. Oh.
My God.
Oh,
So
my
Nightmare,
gosh.
did the bathroom look like a Jackson Pollock painting?
Oh, wow.
All right, so there was this product. It's a soundproof home learning dome from Amazon. And I love the comments that are attached to it. This is like, it's $150, so it's expensive as all hell. It shows a kid with it's a MacBook Air is what it looks like. And he has a little instant, one of those little ready-to-eat mac and cheese where you just put a little bit of water in, put it in the microwave, and you're good to go. And a dry erase marker. And then the first first comment was, can we talk about the bucket with toilet paper next to it? And yes, in the back of this advertised photo, there is a bucket with a roll of toilet paper. Like, seriously? And then the math is also wrong was another comment. Then it's followed by, I'd be doing math wrong too if I was stuck in a bubble running out of oxygen. And the last comment was, you get oxygen when you solve the equation.
Oh, that's pretty good.
He did 7 plus 4 equals 12. Not quite, kid. Not quite.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Simple rule, an odd plus an even is always odd.
Well, guys,
Nightmare answered your question. He said, no, there was just a mess around the toilet. She ran out yelling, I gotta poop! And I'm like, what?
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh. Well, hey,
Missed the
I
toilet.
Oh,
I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. We've got the wife waiting on me, and I still got to cook dinner for the night. But it's been a pleasure being back.
It was great having you back.
that's
No,
awesome. I sent a YouTube clip to E of Tina's poop song, so he can forward that to you.
Oh, God.
Nice.
And just because it's that kind of night, you guys, I just threw something in the chat for you too. Just,
Uh-oh.
it's one of my favorite topics or subjects for comedy.
Okay, I'm not seeing it, so dang it, I hate it when it does that.
You have to click to open.
Oh, and, okay, I'm looking in the wrong
Yeah,
place.
it's in the Zoom chat.
Okay.
I am not seeing anything in that.
Yeah, nothing has popped up in that.
Oh, that just sucks. You know what? Fine. I have other ways. Anyway, KZ, great having you on. Thank you for joining us.
It was really great to have you back.
I'm sorry, everyone, that we didn't get the promised episode, but illness happens. Life happens. The good news is that they're going to be fine. They just have a bit of a road to recovery, and we are going to reschedule and bring them back on. Now we have 2 things to talk about. In the meantime, next week is the last episode for this season. But we're not taking a break. We're going right back into it the following week after that. So what we have coming up is someone who was diagnosed with bipolar 1, been unmedicated for a majority of their life, attempted suicide twice, history of PTSD from growing up with a bipolar alcoholic mother, and a handful of other issues. So that's what's coming up next. That's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good show.
It's going to be a tough one. In a good way. And then, after that, we have our 1 year review episode. Kind of go over the highlights, the lowlights, and everything in between. And talk about what the future of the show holds. In the meantime, hit that follow button. Get a Spreaker account if you don't already have one. If you have one and you're not in chat, why? It's free. Just get in. We'd love to see you in there. Go and like the episode, share it out, and until next week, I'm E.
I'm Bexy.
See you later.
Bye.